Welcome to Tech Binary Brew. It's iPhone 16 versus Galaxy S24, the Ultimate Smartphone Showdown, Part 1. In one corner, Apple's latest iPhone 16 is geared up with new tricks. In the other, Samsung's Galaxy S24 stands tall as the Android champion. Both claim the smartphone crown, but which one truly shines? Today, we're putting them head-to-head in an energetic, feature-by-feature showdown, from design and display to camera, performance, battery life, software, and beyond. This three-part deep dive will help you decide which flagship fits you best. Let's jump right in and compare these heavyweights. Design and build quality. Apple hasn't strayed far from its winning formula. The iPhone 16 looks unmistakably like an iPhone, with clean flat edges and a premium glass and metal build. But look closer and you'll spot subtle yet significant upgrades. First, there's an all-new dedicated camera control button on the side, just below the power button. It's touch and pressure sensitive, modeled after a DSLR shutter, letting you half press to focus and snap photos or start video instantly. A photographer's dream built right into the frame. Just above it is the configurable action button, inherited from last year's Pro model, which replaces the old meat switch. You can customize this action button to perform tasks like toggling silent mode, launching apps, or activating shortcuts. Together, these new buttons make the iPhone 16 feel more tactile and camera-ready than any previous iPhone. Apple also realigned the dual rear cameras vertically this year. That might seem cosmetic, but Apple says this vertical layout helps with spatial video capture. More on that later. In terms of materials, the standard iPhone 16 uses sturdy aluminum for its frame, with a glossy glass back in fresh colors like ultramarine, teal, pink, white, or black. It's rated IP68 for water and dust resistance, meaning it can survive 6 meters underwater for up to 30 minutes, so splashes or rain are no worry. Overall, the iPhone's design is sleek, comfortable in hand, and unmistakably high-end, even if it's an evolution rather than a revolution. Over on the Samsung side, the Galaxy S24 sticks to the refined design language Samsung has honed in recent years. The look is modern and minimalist, slim bezels, a nearly all-screen front, and symmetrical design. All three S24 models, the regular S24, S24 Plus, and S24 Ultra, have flat displays this year. Even the Ultra, which means Samsung has fully embraced flat screens, no more curved edges on the Ultra, for a cleaner look and easier screen protectors. The build materials are top-notch. The S24 and S24 Plus feature Samsung's Armor aluminum frame with Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on front and back, making them very durable. New for the S24 Ultra, Samsung upgraded the frame to titanium metal with a textured grip finish, mirroring Apple's move to titanium in its Pro iPhones. That titanium gives the Ultra extra strength and a premium feel, though it also prompted Samsung to enlarge the internal vapor chamber for cooling. Titanium isn't as good at dissipating heat. In hand, the S24 Ultra feels solid and a bit hefty, a testament to its huge battery and that metal build, whereas the smaller S24 is lighter and more compact. All S24 models are IP68 water resistant as well, on par with the iPhone. Samsung offers the S24 lineup in an array of colors. The base models come in shades like black, gray, yellow, blue, orange, violet, and green, while the Ultra gets special titanium color options, e.g. titanium black, gray, blue, etc. One notable design difference, biometrics. The Galaxy S24 hides an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor under the display for quick unlock, plus face recognition using the front camera. The iPhone 16, by contrast, relies on Face ID, Apple's infrared facial scanning tech housed in that little dynamic island cutout at the top of the screen. Both approaches are fast and secure, but Face ID means the iPhone has no fingerprint scanner at all. Depending on your preference, fingerprint versus face unlock, this could sway you. In summary, both phones boast excellent build quality and premium materials. The iPhone 16's design leans toward a classic, elegant simplicity with some new functional buttons for power users. The Galaxy S24 lineup pushes a modern, expansive design, especially with the Ultra's titanium frame and huge camera array. Neither will disappoint on looks or durability. It's more about whether you prefer Apple's signature style or Samsung's. Display and multimedia. When it comes to the screens, prepare to be impressed by both. Apple's iPhone 16 features a 6.1-inch OLED display on the standard model that's bright, color-accurate, and sharp. It uses Apple's Super Retina XDR tech with a resolution of about 2556 x 1179 pixels, yielding a very crisp image at around 460 ppi. The color calibration on iPhones is typically very natural and true to life. HDR content looks fantastic, with rich contrast and support for Dolby Vision HDR. One catch, the regular iPhone 16 screen is still stuck at 60 Hz refresh rate, just like prior base models. This means while scrolling and animations are smooth enough, they're not as silky as on high refresh displays. Apple reserves its 120 Hz ProMotion display for the Pro models, iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. So, if you get a 16 Pro or Pro Max, you'll enjoy a larger display, 6.3-inch on the 16 Pro, 6.9-inch on the Pro Max, with 1 to 120 Hz adaptive refresh for ultra-smooth motion, matching the Galaxy's capability. But on the standard iPhone 16, 60 Hz might feel a tad dated next to the Galaxy S24's display. In terms of brightness, the iPhone 16 can reach about 2000 nits peak outdoors, per Apple specs for HDR peak on recent models, which is excellent for sunny conditions. The screen remains very visible even in bright daylight. It's the same vibrant dynamic island cutout at the top as last year, housing the selfie camera and Face ID sensors, and doubling as a neat little notification/pill display area. If you watch a lot of videos, the iPhone's aspect ratio, 19.5:9, with the notch means slight letterboxing, but it's a minor issue. The stereo speakers on the iPhone 16 are loud and balanced, delivering clear sound for music or speakerphone calls. Apple's known for top-tier color accuracy and touch responsiveness, making the iPhone's display one of the best aside from that refresh rate limitation on the non-Pro model. Samsung's Galaxy S24, on the other hand, really flexes its muscles in the display department. The Galaxy S24 base comes with a 6.2-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X panel, slightly larger than the iPhone's, with a full HD Plus resolution, 2340 by 1080. The S24 Plus steps up to a 6.7-inch display, and notably a higher QHD Plus resolution, likely around 3080 by 1440. Finally, the Galaxy S24 Ultra sports a massive 6.8-inch AMOLED display at QHD+, roughly 3015 x 1440, and can reach an astounding peak brightness around 2600 nits in high brightness mode. In everyday use, all S24 models produce punchy colors and deep inky blacks, characteristic of Samsung's AMOLEDs. Samsung tends to default to a vivid color profile, which makes images and videos really pop with saturation, though you can choose a more natural mode in settings if you prefer. Crucially, every Galaxy S24 model supports a 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate out of the box. Scrolling through Twitter or swiping between apps feels buttery smooth on the S24, even on the base model, giving Samsung a clear edge over the standard iPhone 16 in refresh rate. The Ultra and Plus can also dial down to 1 Hz when static to save battery, thanks to LTPO technology. Another difference, Samsung's screen is interrupted only by a tiny centered punch hole camera. There's no larger notch or island, so the viewing experience is essentially full screen with just a pinhole, great for immersive video or gaming. The trade-off is that Samsung's Face Unlock is less sophisticated than Apple's. No infrared Face ID, but many will happily take a smaller cutout. If you consume a lot of media, the S24 Ultra's slightly bigger 6.8-inch canvas and higher resolution might appeal. It's a gorgeous display for watching movies or playing games, and it even supports the S Pen stylus input. More on that later. Samsung stereo speakers are similarly loud and now tuned with Dolby Atmos support, providing a rich audio experience for a phone. In short, both phones have stunning screens, but with different philosophies. Apple's iPhone 16 prioritizes color accuracy and a familiar, if conservative, 60 Hz on the base model, whereas Samsung's S24 goes all in on high refresh rate and maximum brightness. If you value super smooth scrolling or a completely unobstructed display, the Galaxy takes the lead. If you don't mind 60 Hz and prefer the subtle dynamic island integrations in iOS, like live notifications up top, and Dolby Vision support, the iPhone's display won't disappoint either. Performance and hardware. Under the hood, these two flagships are powerhouses in their own ways, each with cutting-edge silicon. The iPhone 16 is powered by Apple's new A18 chip in the standard models and an even more advanced A18 Pro chip in the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Apple's chips have a reputation for class-leading performance, and this generation is no exception. The A18 is built on a refined 3nm process, packing faster CPU and GPU cores than last year. In everyday use, the iPhone 16 feels extremely snappy. Apps open instantly, multitasking is seamless, and even heavy 3D games or video editing apps run like a breeze. In fact, Apple's A-series processors often benchmark higher in single-core performance than any Android chip. The iPhone 16's chip is no doubt overpowered for today's tasks. It's built for the future. Notably, Apple also included 8GB of RAM in the iPhone 16, up from 6GB in the iPhone 15, which helps with multitasking and is specifically there to support upcoming Apple Intelligence features, Apple's term for new on-device AI capabilities. We'll talk more about those AI features in the software section, but hardware-wise, this means the iPhone has plenty of memory and neural processing power reserved for things like advanced Siri or image generation down the line. The iPhone 16 Pro models take it up a notch with the A18 Pro, offering even more GPU cores and raw performance, ideal for mobile gamers or anyone rendering 4K videos on their phone. But for most users, the difference between A18 and A18 Pro won't be very noticeable in daily use. All iPhone 16 variants are insanely fast. Apple's tight integration of hardware and software also means the phone stays smooth over time and handles background tasks efficiently. Whether you're launching the camera with a new button or playing an Apple Arcade game, expect butter-smooth performance with no stutters. And importantly, Apple's chips tend to maintain performance over years, ensuring your iPhone 16 will feel fast for a long time. Apple typically supports iPhones with iOS updates for 5+ years. Meanwhile, the Galaxy S24 series is equipped with Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, Qualcomm's latest and greatest chip in most regions, and Samsung's own Exynos 2400 chip in some regions, like Europe, or the S24 and S24 Plus models. In the US and many markets, you'll get the Snapdragon, which is an absolute beast of a processor as well. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 has made improvements in both CPU and GPU performance over last year's Gen 2. It can deliver blistering speeds in apps and games, and it's optimized for AI tasks too. In real-world use, the Galaxy S24 is fast and fluid. Android 14 with Samsung's One UI feels responsive. Multitasking is a breeze with 8GB RAM on the base model and 12GB on the Plus and Ultra. And you can throw heavy games like Genshin Impact at it without worry. The Galaxy S24 Ultra only comes with a Snapdragon chip, 12GB RAM standard, and is the one to choose if you want the absolute max performance and possibly slightly better sustained speeds during very intensive tasks. The Exynos 2400 chip, if you happen to be in a region that uses it for S24, S24 Plus, is a new attempt by Samsung to catch up in-house. While early reports suggested it's improved, the Snapdragon variant generally has an edge in graphics performance. Still, either version of the S24 provides flagship caliber power. In day-to-day use, you likely won't notice a difference from the iPhone in speed for common tasks. Both phones launch apps instantly, handle demanding multitasking, and can record 4K video without breaking a sweat. One area to highlight is AI and machine learning performance, as both companies are talking up AI features. Apple's A18 includes a neural engine designed to accelerate things like image processing, speech recognition, and the upcoming Apple Intelligence features, such as a more AI smart Siri. Samsung's Galaxy S24 launches with something Samsung calls Galaxy AI, a suite of AI-driven features that leverage the phone's processors. For example, Galaxy AI can help suggest better photo compositions and intelligently process images and videos on the device. It's also used for things like voice transcription, and Samsung has integrated new AI tools throughout One UI, with features continuing to roll out in updates. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip has a beefy AI engine that enables these on-device AI tasks. In practice, this means the S24 might offer smart software tricks like removing photo bombers, predicting text, or enhancing calls using AI. Apple's approach is similar. Once iOS fully enables Apple Intelligence, the iPhone 16 will get features like a ChatGPT-powered Siri, text summarization, and even image generation tools on device, rumored to roll out later in iOS 18. These aren't fully live at launch, so we'll call them upcoming features, but the hardware in the iPhone 16 is built to handle them when they arrive. Samsung's AI features were ready at launch for the S24 and even backported some to the S23 via updates. In short, both devices are AI ready. They have the raw horsepower and specialized chips to power the next generation of smart features. When comparing raw performance, it's almost a draw among these flagships. Apple's A18/A18 Pro may hold an edge in CPU-centric tasks and certain benchmarks, while Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 excels at graphics and AI integration. But practically, you won't find much that either phone can't handle. They're both among the fastest smartphones ever made. Whether you're a mobile gamer, a productivity power user, or just someone who wants a phone that feels lightning quick, both the iPhone 16 and Galaxy S24 deliver in spades. It's really a testament to how far mobile chips have come. We're at desktop-class performance in our pockets. One more hardware point, thermals and sustained performance. Apple's previous A17 Pro chip in iPhone 15 Pro ran into some heat, throttling issues early on, but Apple adjusted with software and the A18 is more efficient. The iPhone 16 stays relatively cool under load, thanks in part to improved internal design. Samsung's S24 Ultra has that larger vapor chamber to keep the Snapdragon chip cool, and in our experience, the S24 series manages heat well, though under prolonged gaming, the Ultra can get slightly warm, as can the iPhone. Both phones handle sustained workloads decently. Neither slows down easily, but heavy 3D gaming will drain battery and produce warmth on any device. Overall, in the performance bout of this showdown, it's neck and neck. The iPhone's tight hardware, software synergy, and raw chip speed meet the Galaxy's brute force processing and flexibility. For most users, calling a winner here depends on what you do. If you're into specific ecosystems, say you like Apple's metal-optimized games or Samsung's DeX desktop mode, that might sway you. Otherwise, rest assured speed is a non-issue on both. And there you have it. We've just covered the first 3 rounds in this Ultimate Smartphone Showdown: design and build, display and multimedia, and performance and hardware. Both Apple and Samsung are throwing serious punches this year. From the iPhone 16's tactile new camera button and refined build to the Galaxy S24 Ultra's bold titanium frame and minimalist style, it's premium versus powerful, and both look fantastic. Then there's the display game. Apple's OLEDs are sharp and color accurate, but Samsung flexes with those blazing bright 120Hz AMOLEDs across the board. If you crave smooth scrolling and immersive visuals, the S24 lineup might already have your attention. And when it comes to raw speed, the A18 chip and Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 are neck and neck. Whether you're gaming, multitasking, or diving into AI features, both flagships deliver lightning-fast performance. But we're just getting started. In Part 2, we'll dig into camera performance, battery life, and charging speed. And trust me, the differences there could tip the scales for a lot of buyers. Before you move on, do us a quick favor. Hit that like button if you're enjoying the breakdown so far. Drop a comment with your early impressions, iPhone or Galaxy, who's winning in your eyes. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss Part 2 when it drops. Alright, grab a snack, maybe rewind your favorite section, and we'll see you in Part 2 for the next round of this Ultimate Tech Showdown.